All right, we're looking at evaluating these trig functions, finding these values using our unit circle. And this is what makes it so great. If we can just think about it, we can imagine the unit circle in our head. We can imagine what point corresponds to pi over 3, and we can work from that. So let's think about it. What point on our unit circle corresponds to pi over 3? Imagine your unit circle being, well, we have the pi, the upper region, being broke up into 3 pieces, and pi over 3 corresponding to 60 degrees. That is the point 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. And so once we have that point, sine is the y-coordinate. So the answer would be square root of 3 over 2. You know the exact value of sine of pi over 3. How amazing is that? Let's look at the next one. Cosine of 135 degrees. We'll think about the unit circle, 135 degrees, 45 degrees more than 90. You know that is one of the pi over 4s. It's 3 pi over 4. And what is that point? Well, that is when our x value is negative, so it's going to be a negative square root of 2 over 2, but it's still positive y value of root 2 over 2. And when we're thinking cosine, we're thinking the x value, and the x value of this would be a negative root 2 over 2. Moving on to the next one, tangent of 270 degrees. Oh yeah, that is 0, negative 1. And tangent, of course, is going to be sine over cosine, negative 1 over 0. This is undefined. Last but not least, 11 pi over 6. That is 1/6 of a pi short of being a full 2 pi. So think about that. It's the same thing as a negative pi over 6. What is that going to be? It's going to be a positive square root of 3 over 2, but a negative 1/2. Imagine that. It's probably the hardest one to imagine of these up here. But it's 1/6 of a pi short of being a full pi. And so it's pretty far over to the right. It's the furthest to the right that we get, but it's only going to be down a little bit. So it's our greatest value, which is the square root of 3 over 2, and our smallest value, 1/2. So then we want to evaluate. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. The reciprocal of the y value would be a negative 2. And so we can do that without even drawing a picture. We can imagine the unit circle. We can think about where those points exist. And we can use knowing that sine is y and cosine is x.